we have a really hot housing market. So what, and I live in a cookie cutter neighborhood where every house on my block looks essentially the same. So so I started thinking about this program about a year ago, and I got into the mindset of a real estate agent. And here's what I mean. You guys are going to do a multi-point inspection, whether it's video or paper. You're going to do one. You work at a dealership. It's a nice one. You're always going to do a multi-point. It's what sets us apart from an independent shop. So that part you're already doing. What's new to your game over the last year or year and a half is videoing things and talking and promotion of yourself. So what I want to challenge you is to think about your video as if you are staging your home for sale. You'll have somebody come in and they'll tell you what's what. That little realtor person is kind of like your service advisor. They're chirping at you, telling you what you think or what they think the customer will do and won't do. You may have the customer chirping at you, telling you what they think they need to do and what they don't think they need to do. So that's the real estate agents, right? But it's time for you to sell your home. And the real estate agent's going to share with you, hey man, some of these items in your house we need to take away. Some of these photos that you have up on the wall, and we need to put those in the closet to minimize things. Others, there'll be parts of your house where they say, hey, let's put a floral arrangement. It'll make the light better here. This will make this better. Why don't we do this to a room or that? And we'll just change it just a little bit. You're going to sell your house anyway, but staging your house is the way to get top dollar for your home. So let me ask this, show of hands. How many of you are staging any portion of your multi-point inspection right now? Yeah, see, that's no good. Here's what I want to challenge you to stage before we go through these word tracks. I like doing my video in a few sections. Okay, I like doing that. The section that everybody does is the under the hood section. A lot of you, I haven't watched your videos in particular, but I have done this training at Garf stores. You're pretty good at showing the license plate so the customer knows it's their vehicle. And most of the people go from left to right and under the hood, and whatever on the left, say the battery, they work themselves from left to right. But when you stage your multi-point inspection, you do your battery cranking amps test, okay? I know that you do because I've seen it. So instead of taking that little apparatus away and putting it back on your toolbox, leave it out. Leave that out on the battery. Have that where it prints out, have that print out on your sheet. Or if you have that cool one that has the green and red lights on it, I saw that at a video of a Toyota store the other day. I thought it was pretty cool. So we set that out there, and we're going to leave that, whether we pass or fail. Say that we want to pitch engine air filter and cabin air filter. Many of you already have the cabin air filter and the engine air filter laid out, but staging it would get another clean filter and put it right next to it. And then you would be able to show a customer, this is what your filter used to look like, and now this is what it does. So just that added element of putting a clean filter by your old filter will give you that visual that's so important with your videos anyway. That's that staging element. Instead of sharing with a customer what their battery cranking amps were, just a simple visual of it would just be a little more telling to the customer. So that's part of that staging. And we'll go over those items again in a minute. Another part that I like to stage is one tire. Now, here's why I like to stage one tire. When I do this with groups in person, I normally open up with, tell me why you don't want to do a multi-point, and we'll go to battle, and I'll write down all the reasons that people are upset about doing a multi-point. And the first one that everybody says is time consuming. Man, it's just more time that I got to spend doing work that I already did. So I want to make the videos last about 70 seconds. And the way to do that is to highlight just a couple of things that are in the green and then focus the rest of your time on the items that you want to sell. So the reason that I like to stage one tire, I like to get that tire ready off of the vehicle so I can see a good picture of the wheel as well. And I want to measure that one tire again. So say you measured all the tires during your multi-point, which I know you do already. 6:30 seconds, 8:30 seconds. You're just steady checking green, 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 green. Good. Instead of a video that I see all the time, which is someone going back to every tire and showing the customer green, yellow, red, you can share with them, hey, off camera, I already measured all your tires. They all measured between 7 and 8:30 seconds. So instead of that time consuming walk all the way around the car to get those measurements, we can just share with the customer what the findings were on one tire. Same thing with your brake measurements. Instead of sharing with customers all of a green brake measurement, go to that one tire that's already staged, hit it with that color-coded brake tread depth gauge, and share with me and my family that my brakes are in the green. Now, here's something else. You guys are experts, man. I know you are. My dad knows so many things, and I can tell him, hey, man, something, I felt this rattle when I left, and he can diagnose stuff, and it's so cool. You guys are expertise. You're experts. So how do you show off that expertise? This is your time to, share with them that you have this little tool or a little gadget that helped you do this or helped you do that. It just makes what you do cool. Now, another thing that I want to pitch to you guys, you ought to shoot your video like you're doing it for two people. My grandma, who, if she was still alive, would be 88 years old, and my daughter, who's 19 years old. Don't get too technical in your videos because you're going to lose people like me anyway, and people like my daughter. We don't know anything about cars. Heck, that's why we're bringing it to you. So pare down that expertise and give me and my daughter sound advice on what we need to invest in our money or with our money. And when you do that, that's going to lead me to share with her. Yes. Now, the reason that I keep bringing that up, oftentimes these videos are not just sent to the decision maker. They're not. Sometimes we have to forward those. My daughter, I make her take her Volkswagen into the dealership itself. I don't do her appointments anymore. She's grown. She needs to do her own stuff. But I tell her too, man, don't spend a lot of money. If they're asking you to spend over $100, get with me. So she will forward me the videos and allow me to make that decision. So again, sometimes you're not even sending the video to the person that can make the decisions. So don't be too technical. Use language that everyone can understand. Try to stay away from jargon, like using the words MPI or even using 30 seconds or millimeters in your speech. It's okay to give that reading on that gauge, so long as you back it up with that green, yellow, and red. Saying green, yellow, and red the more you can is the basic information that I need to make an informed decision on what to spend on my vehicle. I could get with any of your customers on any given day and say, hey, your certified technician said your brakes are in the red. What do you think that means? And they would say something like, it's bad, it's stop, it's danger. Your customers understand red is bad and green is good. So speak to them in those terms. Any questions so far? Concerns? Okay. Now let's start shooting this video. Another thing, and I'll take out my camera like it matters, but use your camera as your eyes, okay? Often what I see is people moving their camera and talking about what they just saw instead of what they're about to see. So let me share with you what I mean. I hold up my camera. I'm about to look at the condition of the battery. So I share with the customer, hey, what we're about to do is take a look at your battery. When I switch and I'm going to look at the belts, next thing we're going to look at is your belts. And then I shift to focus. A lot of times when we're in a rush, we are going and it's like the Blair Witch Project. And I have vertigo watching these videos. Try to be as steady as you can. And again, you've done the multi-point inspection. If my air filter and cabin air filters were already good, you don't have to focus on the case in which my air filter was good and hit it and pet it like a dog. Just share with me, I checked your filters and they were in the good, and just skip over it. Again, what we want to do is we don't want to cover each and every item that's a challenge on the car, or that's good on the car. We don't want to do that. We want to consolidate our energy, go over a couple of nice things, a couple of green items, and then go into the rest. Next. This one is super important. Show of hands. Who promotes themselves on the video? Yeah, couple, one. Here's what I mean. Every time you go to hit the record button, you need to be thinking about how to promote yourself. And when you hit that record button, you need to introduce yourself. My name's Mitch. I'm your certified technician that's taking care of X, Y, and Z today. Every time you hit pause, then you hit record again, you reintroduce yourself. Here's my mindset. People come back to service advisors all the time. I hear this constantly. I have my own customers. I used to work at Volkswagen. I brought all my customers with me. Advisors so often are arrogant about bringing their customers in. Wouldn't it be cool if people came in and asked for you as a specified technician? I want Hank working on my vehicle. Last time Hank worked on my vehicle, everything was good. He cleaned the steering wheel, cleaned off the seats. Man, it was great. Hank's awesome. That's who I want to work on my vehicle. What if you had people coming in your community asking for you? Just think how much money you could make if people came in and you were in demand. So preach yourself, put yourself out there, introduce yourself and your expertise. Every time you hit record, say your name. And I urge you, give you your highest title. If you're master certified, say it. If you're certified, say it. And if you're not certified, say you're qualified. I don't care what you say good about yourself, just promote yourself. People are going to pick up on that confidence. Okay. Next. All right, let's start selling. Battery. I like battery cranking amps. They're my favorite. I like to set up the test itself like we were sharing. If you have a battery tester that has lights on it and you can share with people that it's in the green and that little green light comes on, that's my favorite. But at minimum, you should show me the printout slip. So you've done the multi-point inspection. Just leave the strip on the battery. And when you go to it, hey, we're about to take a look at the results of your battery cranking amps. As you can see, it passed. And then just, if you want, that one terminal flip up, hey, you see there's no corrosion on your vehicle. Or even better, if there is, zoom in on it. Now, if there is corrosion, right then is when you say what the remedy is. What I recommend as a certified technician is that we clean it. What I recommend is that we replace this. What I recommend, whatever you recommend it, but make it you. You recommend it. That is so important. People's trust for you is the highest at a dealership. They listed that, I read an article, they listed the trust factor of every job at a dealership, and technician is number one. Used car person's last. And sadly, I was a used car guy right out of the gate. So that trust factor wasn't good for me when I was new. But your trust factor is high. So say you recommend. Next, let's go from left to right. Now we're looking at the belts. Okay. Now, sometimes you can't get a good visual on the belts from the top side. So this may be something that you do from the underside. But again, talk about the condition of the belt and what you're looking for. If you know the belt is bad, you can already point out if the grooves are not thick or if there's cracking. Make sure that you can get a good visual of it. Again, this is one where you have to get the phone down and then share with customers what you see. But from what I've been told is grooves and cracks, condition of the side of the belt is something good to say with the customer, because not many customers don't know that that side of the belt is important. People like me just kind of think it's the part that goes on the pulley, but sometimes it's the side because the belt goes this way. That's some expertise, again, that car idiots like myself don't know. You see what I mean? So again, what is that expertise and how can you show it off? Hoses. Again, if you can see it from the top side, do the top side. If you can't, go from the bottom. But what are you looking for when you inspect my hose? Are you feeling it? Is it spongy? Whatever you were looking for, when you did your multi-point inspection, just share that with me on the video, even if it's not a visual. Hey, I did earlier, I took a look at your belts and hoses and felt them for elasticity. Yours are in great condition. Again, if you want to spot shadow that as a green item, you can. If you can get a good visual on it, great. So as we go again, from now we're in the middle of the vehicle, we're going over to the right. You can mention topping off the windshield washer fluid, because what we do here in American Fork is we do 5,000 mile services. We do 10,000 mile services. We don't do oil change. You need to get that word out of your lexicon right now. We don't do oil changes. We do 5,000 mile services. It elevates that work that you're doing. But when you get to that windshield washer fluid, you can mention that you topped it off. And now we're kind of at the side of the vehicle. And this is where I would hit pause on the top side of the vehicle. I like getting to the side, and I like looking at that windshield. Hopefully you guys are using the windshield wipers, like you're hitting them, checking for streaking. That streaking from the side of the vehicle makes for an excellent picture. And if it's streaking, share with them that you recommend that we do wipers today. And if you have any like Aquapel or Rain-X treatment, you can pitch that as well. So that would be like the top side of the vehicle. Again, if the filters are bad, stage those along the way. But we're talking battery, hoses, and belts if you can see them, filters if they're bad, windshield washer fluid, and then that picture of the windshield. And that's when you would hit pause. Hey, I'm gonna go to the tires of your vehicle. I'll be right back. Hit pause, stage your tire, hit record, reintroduce yourself. I'm your certified technician, Mitch. This is part 2 of 3 of your video, and do that tire. I like to work from the outside in. So alignments, balance, rotates, any condition of the tire, wear bar, color-coded tread depth gauges. All those things can be seen in a glance. We're talking about 4 seconds there. Rim repair, nitrogen, all of those things. Anyway, those are things that you can quickly show. You can also just show that black cap instead of a green or a chrome cap. Then we go into that brakes. Again, if they're red, I definitely want to share with people that they are in the red. I want to hammer on them that we definitely need to do brakes today, but I want to work from that outside of the tire in. So that segment, the top side segment, normally takes about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. That tire is going to be another 20, 22 seconds of video. Then we hit pause one more time and you raise the vehicle. Now, when we raise the vehicle, it's really interesting. This is when I like to pitch all of like the stuff that's based on time and mileage and dab boards and whatnot. I like to show leaks first. I like to start at the front of the vehicle. Any suspension items that you can show visually, you might need to see the hoses during this time frame. You end in the back of the vehicle, and if you have it properly staged, a little toolbox in the back. If you have your dab boards, if you guys are doing your fluid samples, I like to pitch all of them at the end of the video in one shot. So again, you can highlight a fluid that maybe is good right now and spot shadow a fluid that is in poor condition. Now, one thing that I want to share with you guys, don't say that the fluid is merely dirty. Say it's in poor condition. Sometimes just fluid discoloration, it isn't the only contributing factor to when we do a sale. Again, it's a very good visual, but I'd rather you say that the fluid is in poor condition and not simply dirty. I always share with folks that dirty is a dirty word. I don't want to use dirty. I want to be specific. Same thing with the filter replacements. If the filter replacements are in poor condition because it's dirty, just talk to me just briefly about your filter being in this condition can lead to X, Y, and Z. Your cabin air filter in this condition can lead to 20% more or less heat flow. Your engine air filter in this condition leads to poor fuel consumption. You see what I mean? Instead of merely showing me what is up with my vehicle, give me that expertise. So again, we're talking 20, 25 seconds on the top side of the vehicle. We end with a good windshield shot. We talk about 20, 25 seconds at that staged tire, and we end again from front to back underneath the vehicle, looking for leaks, sharing with them any suspension items, and finally finishing on that dab board where you take your samples and you share with people their fluid needs. If everybody does this, what we get is a really consistent message with our customers. And man, almost nothing you can do is as valuable as being consistent. And you do the same thing every time. It's what I call my success cycle. A success cycle is when you have a good habit that leads to good results, and it makes and reinforces you doing that habit. So you do that habit more and you get better results. And with that becomes confidence. With that confidence becomes greater sales. With greater sales comes more consistency, and you get on that success cycle. And if everybody gets on it, the customers are going to be trained. They're going to know that when they come to your facility, that they're going to get a consistent, professional, expertise video shot. Now, the flip side, got to go over the flip side. If you start your camera and you say, hey, this is Mitch over at American Fork, I want to show you a couple things on your vehicle. Your battery looked good, and today we did your brake job, and it looked good. And, you know, today we recommend a fuel injector service. That's all we got today. Thanks a bunch for your time. Bye. Customers are going to thinking, why did he do that? Why did he send me that crappy video? Because I want to share with you guys, as powerful as a good video is, a bad video is twice as harmful. You can't send out crappy videos to your customer. You got to take some pride in your expertise and promote yourself. Properly set those expectations that when people come and see you, that they get the very, very best. And make sure that people dang sure know that you were the person that did that great job on your vehicle, that you were the person that got that vehicle in and out on that promised time. Talk to them about things that they can do. Say you got a vehicle that's all green, it's pristine, it's got 5,000 miles, this is the first oil change, man. We're probably not going to recommend anything. Talk to them about things they can look for. Hey, in this particular vehicle, make sure that you don't let the gas run all the way down for fuel pump issues, or make sure that you do this, or make sure that you do that. Again, give me advice. Show me your expertise. Just when a vehicle is all green doesn't mean that there's not work to do. What we need to do is plant that seed that the next time a customer needs service work, that they come back to your facility. So take that as an opportunity again to promote yourself, to promote your expertise, and share with the customer that you are the best. And then finally, know this, man, you control the script. Say 2 good things, 2 spot shadow items on every item. If you don't like battery cranking amps, then go with terminal protection and corrosion. If you don't like elasticity on hoses, go for leaks and go for cracks. You can say anything you want on this video. It is your video. All that script is in front of you are some thought processes, some ideas that all of you can get together in a meeting and say, this is what we're going to say when we do this video. So every single one of you is preaching the same thing to your customers, that at your facility, you get top-notch, world-class service from every single person in this room. What do y'all think? Questions, comments, concerns? That's how I want you to attack this video. I'm not asking you to be Francis Ford Coppola. Just don't be Jimmy Hands. Just don't shake me like it's an earthquake, like it's in California. Take some pride in what you do. Be consistent. Seriously, no questions? Y'all got any questions? That's what I want out of your videos. If you want, your boss man can send me permission. I would love to be able to log into your system, especially if you use text to drive. I'll watch your videos and I'll shoot you some critiques. I do it for stores all across the country. It's pretty important. Again, I'm not bossing you around. I'll just be giving you things that you can work on and things that you can do better.
Hey, Mitch.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a video and we're just going to talk about it real quick.
Cool.
This is one of my apprentice technicians that did this video. He did a super video. I just wanted to talk about a couple things on it, but at least give you a shot of what we're doing, okay?
Cool.
That is, if I can figure out how to share my screen with you.
Well, you should be able to on my settings. It should be at the bottom for you. Yeah,
You got
we
it
go.
there, Mitch?
I do. Yes, sir. I can see it fine.
Okay.
This is Jay Norking. We get your spur up on the lift here. Just doing a multi-point vehicle inspection. We're having it here in the shop, going over your concern. I'll just start at the rear of the vehicle here. We'll kind of make our way forward, showing you the condition of everything, what we're seeing with the vehicle. So first up, what I noticed back here is you got your rear shocks are leaking. You can see on that side, you can see the fluid coming out of there, the dirt builds up from the fluid. Same on that side, you can see where it's been rubbing pretty good. There's definitely time for a change on the rear shocks. Rear brakes and rotors as well are getting low. Let's see if I can get you in here. You can kind of tell there the gap between your rotor and your brake pad are getting quite low. And then we were seeing more so on the fronts. I'll show you those. The conditions of the rotor as well as the mileage. We're going to recommend doing new rotors because they can only be turned so many times when you do brakes. Front ones are actually heat cracked pretty severely. You can see the cracks on that one. Let me turn the light off. Actually, so you can see that a little better from the glare. Yeah, you can see the heat cracks on that one, and even more so on this side here. You can see those. So we're going to recommend doing rotors and brakes all the way around. They're all getting pretty low. And then moving up towards the front of the vehicle here, we're going to recommend doing a 4x4 service. I'll show you all your fluids here in just a moment. But I wanted to make you aware of your fill plug here on your transfer case. Looks like it has been rounded a little bit. I don't know if it's been in here or what, but it's definitely going to need a new one if we do a service on it. So I can't even get my socket on it. So, and then moving towards the front here, this is where we're seeing your oil leak. Looks to be coming from your rear main housing, because you can see it's dripping off the starter there. So we'll get you a bid on that. You've got an axis hill leak in here. As you can see there, it'll focus up a little bit. A couple other things in the front of the vehicle here. You got a power steering line that's leaking. You're going to see it from the side. So you get it from the side. You got trans line leaking on this side. You can see that. Going across the way there. You got that power steering line leaking. You can see the fluid built up off of that in there. And then your AC belt here is severely cracked. I'm not going to be able to get a good shot from it, but you can definitely see it if you look down up from the top. This AC belt, that guy right there, that back one. The front one looks good. Your regular just drive belt or should be belt there looks good, but that one right there is severely cracked up. So I'm gonna go over your fluids and your air filter over here with you. Air filter is getting on the dirty side as well. Might be able to see that. You see all the dirt stuff built up inside of there. And then this is your fluids, like I said. So this is your front and rear diff here. They should be a nice clear color, almost. It's kind of in between the brake fluid here and the diff, this one. So definitely time for a switch on that. And this is your trans fluid and your transfer case fluid. Should be this nice bright red color. As you can see, your trans fluid is getting to that point where it's getting to that burnt orange. Time for a switch. And then your transfer case fluid looks, I mean, nothing like the red there. So definitely time for a switch on that. We'll fix that fill plug for you and everything. So we'll get you a quote on everything we're seeing here. I just wanted to touch base with you, keep you in touch. And we hope to hear from you soon. Just like to thank you for choosing Kangaroo Chevrolet. Hope you have a nice day.
Cool. That's a thorough video. That's good. What did everybody like about it? What did they not like?
This is Jay North.
How come I can't? There we go. Stop share.
There we go.
You're
Awesome.
back.
You guys are back. So what y'all think of the video? Anybody? It's pretty thorough. A lot of stuff. At the beginning, I wanted to do a time saver. If you're going to start in the rear, I would just start at the rear. It took him about 12 seconds to show them what the shocks were. And again, like the reason that I bring up the timeliness is the more time that we can save on a video, the better. But that was a really thorough video. I thought it was very good. I would, the brake pad thickness, again, I would share with somebody that green, yellow, red tread depth gauge. I think that's important. But for the rest, I mean, I'm just kind of parsing. But what y'all think? Anybody? What y'all think? Like it?
I thought it was a great video, man.
Yeah, good video. Right. What do y'all think? I think it was a good video.
I came in for an oil leak, and I think that the first thing we need to address is what the guy's original concern is. So I think I would have started with the oil leak where you're underneath already. But other than that, I think you did a great job. Maybe a little bit too much time on, stuff, but Jay,
Yeah,
I think you did a great job on,
so do I. I liked it. I could definitely show you a video or two that isn't as thorough, but if that's our standard bear there, man, I think you guys are doing a good video quality of video there. Also, he was really steady, so I like the quality of that video as well. So what else y'all got? Questions, comments, concerns? What do you think?
Before we turn him loose and get you guys back to work. Hey, Mitch, appreciate your time.
Hey, awesome.
We're talking in the future.
Yeah, give me a buzz and let me know. And definitely, if you want me to watch any videos, we'll get together about that. So I appreciate y'all's time. Y'all have a great day. Good luck.
Thanks, Mitch.
All right, bye-bye.